Hello, I am David W. Parker, and this is Programming Today I Learned, ImmutableJS series, API series, part 4. We are looking at Iterable, and this will be the last one for that. We're going to be looking at combinations, reducing a value, searching for value, and comparison. So again, we'll be using sequences for the Iterables that we're using, same one that we've had before, and so let's jump right in. If we concat, we can add any kind of values of our iterables. So we have this extra sequence here that we're adding to the end. So you could see the original sequence here and the new one with the additional key and value as shown. Flatten, we have two different types, depth, which takes a number, and shallow, which takes a true or false. True automatically shallow flattens to one level, false does not, so these will be equivalent, and these will actually be equivalent because the example only has 2 levels deep anyway. So you'll see the deep sequence here. flatMap, as shown here, is we have this sequence that has all these subsequences, and what we're going to do is it's going to be like flatten and map put together. So as you could see, we have this value of x, and we're going to map those subvalues of y to y times 10. So you could see we have 1 of 10, 2, 20, 3, and 3, as this is 1, and this is taking the values here and multiplying them out. Reducing value, we have a bunch of APIs, still all similar to Lodash and underscore, etc. So reduce, we can just adding x and y. This will be 2 plus 3 plus 4, as shown here. Reducing right will be 4 plus 3 plus 2. Additionally, you could see we have this initial reduction that we could include to add to it. So this is 11 because this is again 9 plus 2. In this one, we're going to see if every value is of a certain type of truthiness or falsiness. So as you can see here, we have true and then false. Every value is above or equal to 2. In this one, every value is not above 2 because this one is 2. Sum is the same kind of thing, but it only checks as long as some of the values are true. So this one will return true here because all of the values are greater than or equal to 2. And on this one, we'll see that not every value is greater than 4. So you could see that that is false. Join joins all of them in together as a string with the default of being a comma. So you could see each of the values here, comma separated. Here is the undefined value. And you can supply this with whatever you like if you don't want it to be a comma. This just shows whether it's an empty iterable or not. So in this particular instance, it is not. Value, or excuse me, count will just show you the number by default. And you can see there's 6 key values in this iterable. And you could also do a predicate version and say, like here we're just seeing, is there any counts where the value is equal to 1, 2, 3? There's 1. Count by, you can include a grouper, and this will return the quantity of the truths and quantity of falses in a map. So there is 1 that is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 5 that are not. Moving right along, if we're looking under the search for values, find, you can find specific value in each of these. If it's not there, it is undefined. And you can also provide a not set value to return a not set value if you'd like. Same thing with these other ones, findLast, findEntry, etc. I won't show all those examples though. This one will return in the reverse order, so it'll find this value rather than this value. Granted, you could see that the key is the same, but it is the value that is returned here. Obviously, if you wanted to do value comma key, you can do a different searching exactly as you'd like. findEntry will return the first entry of the predicate. findLastEntry will return the last entry of the predicate. findKey will return the key value for each of these, so this will return 1, 2, 3. findLastKey will return the last key, which is 2, 3, 4. So you could see findKey 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't mention in here on entry and findLastEntry, it returns the key and the value as an array, with the first being the key and the value being the second. So that's kind of nice because this returns both the key and the value. keyOf will return the key of a specific search value, or the last key of a specific search value. So this will return only 2, 3, 4, and this one will return only 1, 2, 3. So these are really nice because this is basically doing the same thing that you're going to be doing up here, but instead of doing a predicate, you can just give it the exact value. So this is kind of a shortcut for doing something like this, but without a predicate. Max will just return the max value, and you can give it a comparator if you want to have some kind of less than or greater than, different than the standards. maxBy will return the same thing, but you have this comparator value mapper, which you can actually do more complex searches by. So here we're going to convert each of the values to their string lengths. So here we'll have 3, 4, and 2, and then we're going to do the comparison on that as well. So this one, the max is 32, even though normally you'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 is the greatest, but that's because we're doing a different on the string length. Min and minBy are the same thing, but minimums, so don't need to really look at too much there. And finally, as we're looking at the comparison APIs, you can see subsets and supersets. This will return true, subset will return true if all of the key values here are present in this iterable. And so you could see that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is present in here, so this will return true. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is not present in all of the ones here, so that's false. And similarly, isSuperset will return true if all of the values here, or all the values supplied as the arguments are within all of the arguments here. So this will be false because all of these values are not here. However, all of these values are here in the second one, so you can see that's exactly what you want. That's it for this episode. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Thank you very much and have a great day.